ACL, the word in your home.
Good morning and welcome to our Saturday edition of our breakfast program. Good morning, Abia from MCL Television. My name is Cynthia Echeme, and I'm welcoming you on board once again on our breakfast platform where we get you around in the happenings in the world. We also touch global news and spread out to other parts of the country. We also bring you news on our God's own state. All right, we have our tradition here. Right after now, you'll be joining me to the Marble, where we are going to be looking at those words that get you, that gear you on towards being a better person daily, and also prepares you for any form of challenges for the day's activities. All right, afterwards, the Marble, we are going to be reading out the Good Morning Abia package of the news, where we get you abreast of the happenings around you. All right, after that, we'll usually take a break, and when we return, it is usually time where we take a look at the newspaper review, where we read out the dailies and find out what they have in store for you and I. After reading out the news dailies, that's the newspaper review, we'll take a break, and when we return, we'll begin our discussion segment. On our discussion segment today, we are going to take a critical look at the state of the nation, where we are going to be taking a look at the various happenings around the country, Nigeria, defection, insecurity, the mass defections, what they stand and represent, what they signify, what they mean to every one of us, the height of insecurity in the country, what that portends, what it portends for you and I. Going to be taking a look at what the police are doing, what the security agencies, EFCC, are they really doing what they're supposed to do? Is there some kind of witch hunting like most people say? All these and more we'll be touching on this platform on our discussion segment under the state of the nation. All right, let's go straight to the Marble and find out what they have for us. Words on Marble for Leo Busgaskia says, your talent is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift back to God. Your talent is God's gift to you. Whatever talent God has given you is God's own gift to you. And how you really turn that out, or how you use it, utilize it for the good of yourself, for mankind, and for the entirety of whichever country you belong, they are all your own gift back to God, the God who has given you those gifts. So it's only telling you and I that God expects us to actually utilize whatever gifts He has given us. What are those gifts you have just sat on? You have hidden under the bushels. Remember, your gift is light. We should not hide them under the bushels. Of course, there's no way you can hide light under the bushels. You must do well to bring them to light, bring them to manifestations. Do your own first, and God will also come up to help you. Whatever gift you have, bring it to help Abia. Help it to make this place a better place. You want to build skyscrapers in the air for Abia State. It is not just the government who can do it. You can utilize whatever talent God has given you and use it to back up all efforts of the state government into making Abia that dream state you've always wanted. And believe you me, before you know it, all things will be working out well. And Abia will be that greater state, that bigger state, that exemplary state you've always wanted. All right, and that is that from words of Mabo, the Obo's gas clerk, has spoken to you and I this morning. Begin to ponder over that. All right, let's visit the Good Morning Abia package, all the news. Additional 3,000 megawatts of electricity can be generated from the current gas being flared in the country. A document from the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, has revealed. This is contained in DPR's report made available at a workshop organized for energy journalists in Lagos on Friday. The report says the country currently flares about 11% of its gas production, bringing Nigeria to 7th in the world. According to the report, if government is able to harness gas currently being flared at the 139 flare locations across the Niger Delta, it would boast of 3,000 megawatts of electricity in the nearest future. It explained that the solution to gas flaring challenge is for government to construct pipelines which will harness all gas currently being flared into one position for commercialization. The report explained that another reason the program has not been successful is because government left gas flaring commercialization in the hands of the producers who do not have much interest in gas. The agency report says that gas flaring is a global challenge and it is categorized into two categories, routine flaring and non-routine flaring. The report explains routine gas flaring as intentional burning of gas, while non-routine flaring is a need to burn gas due to unexpected emergencies. The federal government is planning to end routine gas flare by 2020. The report further said Nigeria needs dedicated exploration gas as all the gas discovered in the country so far have been accidental. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted cloudy conditions over the central states of the country with prospects of thunderstorms and rain over Jalingo and Mambila Plateau, Lafia, Mina, and Abuja on Saturday morning. NIMET's weather outlook by its Central Forecast Office in Abuja on Friday also predicted day and night temperatures in the range of 23 to 31 and 14 to 24 degrees Celsius, respectively. It added that there were changes of thunderstorm and rain over Abuja, Lokoja, Jos, Makurdi, Lafia, Mina, Ilorin, and Taraba axis during the afternoon and evening hours. The agency predicted southern states would experience cloudy skies in the morning with day and night temperatures in the range of 25 to 31 and 21 to 24 degrees Celsius, respectively. It also predicted prospects of rain over Ado-Ekiti, Akure, Osogbo, Ibadan, Abeokuta, Lagos, Ijebu-Ode, Enugu, Umuahia, Abakaliki, Owerri, Asaba, Benin, Yenagoa, Port Harcourt, Calabar, and Ekiti axis in the afternoon and evening hours. According to NIMET, northern states will experience cloudy conditions over some parts of the northwest, with thunderstorm and rain over Maiduguri, Pakistan, Nguru, Doshe, Gombe, Bauchi, Katsina, Gusau, Kanu, and Zaria during the morning hours. The Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Usani, has praised the government of Abia State for hosting the Third National Council on Niger Delta. The minister stated this when he led a delegation of his ministry to pay a courtesy visit on Governor Okezi Ikpeazu at Government House, Umuahia. Nora Kafo said reports that the theme of the event is fostering synergy and institutional coordination for the development of the Niger Delta. The report.
The minister was in the state for the week-long Third Council on Niger Delta held in the state. As one of the oil-producing states, he said Abia had previously expressed concern, which stems from poor budget approval to infrastructure development. Usani explained that these challenges are receiving attention as the Commission was working on some of the active erosion sites in the state and construction of some roads. He, however, praised the commitment of the state government at ensuring the development of small and medium-scale enterprises.
But these concerns have been the input on which the budget following for 2018 was particularly taken into keen interest with respect to Abia State. And because of that, we became particular about projects in Abia State, which is why you find that the very threatening erosion site at Isochi is pursuing very aggressive work there. They are just one amongst many. We are also conscious of how Abia registers in the mind of the presidency on account of the industrial stride that is being taken here.
In his response, Governor Okezie Ikpeazu expressed the commitment of his administration to the development of the Niger Delta region. Governor Ikpeazu urged the Commission to initiate measures aimed at tackling high-level devastation of the region and how to solve the problem of unemployment by engaging the youth technologically. He, however, decried the neglect of Abia State by the Commission, even when the youths are peaceful and not restive. The governor drew the attention of the minister to some of the roads that need urgent attention in Abia.
I want, as part of your policy, for you to go stream and encourage through positive induction all oil-bearing communities that are quiet and prepared to cooperate with the federal government. Probably by doing so, you will notice that other people may begin to learn. I would love to mention a few, just two roads. There's one, Abia, the Baraba road, which abandoned, and Abia, assuming road. At the point, we were gladdened when we got news that the ministry was going to intervene on that road, but that hasn't become so. Some of these roads that I mentioned are key.
The Deputy Governor, Ude Okochukwu, and some top government officials were present during the time of the visit. Nora Okafor, MCL News.
The Abia State government has declared a two-day public holiday on Tuesday, 24th July and Wednesday, 25th July, to enable workers to participate in the ongoing continuous voter registration. Chuks Eke monitored the exercise at the office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, situated at Adelabu Street in Umuahia North local government area. The reports.
The public holiday declared by the Abia State government to enable workers participating in a continuous voter registration exercise seems to be yielding a positive result. This is evident with this crowd of people besieging the Umuahia North office of the electoral body located on Adelabu Street to ensure that they are captured. Evidently, without this opportunity created by the state government, a greater number of the people seen here might not be opportune to exercise their franchise come 2019 general elections. However, their turnout seemingly overwhelms the officials of the commission who are seen struggling to attend to them. With the anticipated hitches and the expenses so far, these respondents express displeasure.
We have been struggling since morning just to make sure that we do the PVC of a team. So their service here is very, very poor. If I may say, it's very, very poor. So since morning we have been here. No one to attend. So that's the thing.
I think so much work has to be done here, especially in terms of renovation and employing more staffs. Because I think the staffs here are so limited, and you see people queuing for a long time. Most of them are even left unattended, and all this has to be curbed. So if the government will actually look into it, get more hands to work, and do so many things to attend to people.
Responding to the issues raised, the Abia State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Joseph Ilo, reacts this way.
We expected a surge, and the surge is really manifesting. But the issue is we are facing the challenges squarely. We have the capacity to do so. To get this crowd, reduce this crowd now, I've called for additional machines, DDC machines, to come and additional hands to come, and these are buffer zones. We kept them for surges like this, and then in the next 30 minutes they will be here and will help us to decongest this population.
The REC says the commission has also extended its work hours to include weekends.
From August 1st of this year, or this month, next month, registration hours is now extended to 5 p.m. And today, I will direct that this registration should extend to 5 p.m. Good. And then from August 1st too, we will now be working on daily basis, including Saturdays and Sundays. So we use this medium to appeal to church leaders, community leaders, town hall union leaders to step out in their numbers. On daily basis, we start from 9 and close by 5 p.m.
According to INEC, the continuous voter registration exercise will end on the 17th of August 2018 to continue after the 2019 general elections. With just 24 days to the deadline from the time of this report, INEC calls on eligible adults who are yet to register or are yet to obtain their permanent voter cards to do so without further delays. Chooks, aka MCL News.
With rising inflation in the country and its attendant effect on virtually everything sold in the market, MCL TV News in this report takes a look at the need for both the federal and state governments to implement the new minimum wage as agitated by the Nigerian Labour Congress to enable Nigerian workers meet their daily needs. The report.
Before the coming of Hassan Somonu as first president of the Nigeria Labour Congress in 1978, there was no history of a structured minimum wage for workers. However, the Udoji package of 1975 was not regarded as a structured minimum wage because it was not negotiated by workers' representatives. Following this development, then president of NLC, Hassan Somonu, began agitation for wages following a pay rise for political office holders at that time, called for 300 naira per month minimum wage in 1981. This led to a major strike which culminated in President Shehu Shagari and the Hassan Somonu-led executive agreeing to a 125 naira per month pay package. However, speaking with our correspondent on why both tiers of government need to implement the proposed 56,000 naira minimum wage as demanded by the NLC, some leaders of the National Union of Local Government Employees (NOLGE) lamented that the current 18,000 naira was no longer tenable.
It is apt. It has been long overdue for the country to review the current minimum wage. Even the 50,000 minimum wage might not even be enough, but at least let it be that something has been done upwardly as regards to minimum wage, so that the civil servant and people can as well have some live a very good life.
Because normally salaries are supposed to be increased every 4 years, and I think it is high time that the federal government look into it. The labor union are doing the right thing, and by now I expected the federal government to have complied with our demands.
It's a justifiable demand. Justifiable in the sense that the cost of living is so high. There is nothing in Nigeria now that 18,000 naira can buy. But however, is it tenable? Is it achievable? And that is the next question.
Why most states of the Federation are yet to afford and fully implement the 18,000 naira, which has been due for review since 2015. Other speakers charged the Nigerian leaders to be prudent in managing resources. They also call on workers to shun corruption.
Let the government workers change the attitude towards assisting the politicians to stop the little prey. The minute that is done, all of us will enjoy this place.
It will be recorded that the federal government had, through the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, promised to implement a new minimum wage by September 2018. But Ngige, however, said that the September date for the implementation of the wage was no longer possible. The minister said the September date was for conclusion of negotiations. Speakers, however, urged those concerned to speed up the process to end workers' sufferings.
It's like we are neglected, because if you go to the market, you discover that the prices of commodities have gone high. the prices of house rent, transportation, and what have you, they have all gone up. And considering what we have in Nigeria, you discover that the poor masses don't have their own market. We all go to the same market. So what the labor are fighting for, I think they are in the right direction.
However, I will advise that let the inflation rate be reduced considerably. If that is done, the poor man, an average man that receives 18,000, might be able to survive. But if that is not done, it's a mirage. It's not tenable. It's impossible. And how can you pay a minimum wage of 56,000 naira when some states, many states cannot even pay the 18,500 presently?
If you talk about the Millennium Development Goal, you talk about fighting poverty. So what we are saying here in this aspect is that the government should hasten up to review the minimum wage upwards.
It is believed that the proper implementation of an improved minimum wage for Nigerian workers across board will help increase productivity and reduce hardship experienced by workers daily. Kekon Gabriel, MCL News.
Traffic along the newly constructed Brass Road to Fox Road, particularly at the Okigwe Road intersection, has become very Herculean as a point of entry into the new road has developed craters and poses danger to vehicles. This very bad spot now creates gridlock as vehicles struggle to either cross or enter from the junction. MCL TV News was at the spots, and Elizabeth Kaloka plays the story.
The effort of the present regime of Okezekwazu has been applauded, as the old Brass to Fox Road is now wearing a new look. But the intersection from where Okigwe Road veers into the takeoff of Fox Road has become a driver's nightmare. With construction still in progress, and the demolished structures and its remnant has begun to obstruct the free flow of traffic. The junction has gradually degenerated as there is an elevated portion that motorists have to contend with before either turning towards Brass or Fox Road or from both ends into Okigwe Road. Motorists and commuters bemoan the waste of man-hour at the junction. They use the channel to appeal for either a remedial or palliative measures to make that spot passable.
The situation now is too bad, honestly. We are begging government to come and fleece the road for us. As you can see, before a car will now pass to First Road or King Road, they'll find it more difficult. Another way, and there's more causing more traffic. Heavy big traffic. Look at the road. At least we are begging them to come and finish it for us.
Motorists and the individuals, they should mind the way they spoil government property. But at the end of the day, government will do this road. And after doing this road now, they will just come and burn tire and do all that things. We should learn how to keep our environment. When government do something for us, we should learn how to keep it well.
I would say it's an overlap of what they are doing in Fox Road that actually affected this Okigwe Road. But what I'm saying is that those people that actually worked on Fox Road, let them also treated them to fix the end of this Okigwe Road, because it's just basically this particular end point of the road that is bad.
We need government to come and help us here. It's too bad. We're supposed to work this junction now because of the junction not that good. It's disturbing some people, some motors.
We are asking the government to come and work it for us, and it's causing so much go slow every day by day. So something should be done about it. And those keke or bus people that used to park by the side should not park again, because it's also helping to cause more go slow day by day. So they should at least go front, and if they want to load, they should go front and load passengers, not here.
Now, Okeze has been trying his best. The only thing we know is this: Rome was not built in a day. So as you can see, this Fox Road now, it was not like this the time he came in power. So, and as a matter of fact, you can see, in as much as he can do this one, I believe Okigwe Road is a small place for him to do. He has been doing so many areas. He will also do this Okigwe Road in a short while.
The construction workers were not on site at the time of our visit. Therefore, we could not get any assurance on the next step of the work. Abia residents and commuters remain rest assured that the government will apply proactive measures to alleviate the suffering and loss of man-hour at this very vital link, which extends to Abia International Market. However, respondents also call on motorists to exercise patience with the government, while also urging members of the public to cultivate maintainer culture of public properties. Elizabeth Kalu, MCN News.
The American government may have postponed Russian President Vladimir Putin's proposed visit to Washington till next year, but the Russian leader said he was ready for the visit, as he also invited Donald Trump to visit Moscow. Speaking after their Helsinki summit sparked a political crisis in the United States, Putin said the two leaders planned to meet on the sidelines of a summit in Argentina later this year and possibly at other venues. Putin said he and Trump plan to meet on the sidelines of a G20 meeting in Buenos Aires starting late November and possibly other venues, which he did not name. He said the two leaders needed to see each other face to face to discuss a host of international and bilateral issues. The Kremlin chief spoke after the U.S. administration earlier this week delayed a second summit between Putin and Trump to next year under fire from critics at home. The summit between the U.S. and Russian leaders in the Finnish capital this month unleashed political turmoil in Washington, with some critics accusing the U.S. president of betraying America's interests. Trump faced intense criticism after the Helsinki news conference, during which he appeared to support Putin's extremely strong and powerful denial of subverting the 2016 U.S. presidential election. And that's the sound of our Good Morning Abia package of the news. So with that, we take a break. When we return, it will be time for us to take a look at the papers, and that's our newspaper review. Don't go away.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
What is that noise?
It is Obezekweko.
What did they happen?
Yeah, now look at the castle.
Okay, so the
time to rebuild Abia. I urge you to set aside our differences so that together we can join hands and build the Abia of our dreams. Remember that my word is my bond.
Good morning, Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on TV.
All right, you're welcome back. In case you are just joining us, this is One Stop Breakfast Program. Good morning, Abia, from MCL Television, right here in Abia, the Commissioner Center of Abia State. This is our newspaper review segment where we usually take a look at the papers and find out what they have for all of us this morning. As usual, we are going to be starting with the Daily Sun. All right, the Daily Sun this morning on the top right-hand corner. Masob mocks federal government. Masob mocks federal government. Says Biafra killings ominous. Ominous signs of breakup. Says Biafra killings ominous signs of breakup. All right, go to page 46 and get the rest of the story in details. And leaving that beneath, we can see Imo APC crisis. Gunmen killed party chairman. Okorocha Fumes offers 20 million naira bounty on killers. Stakeholders tackle government. All right. Go to page 10 and get this very touching story in details. All right. And just by the side, you can see the photo element, a picture element of a beautiful lady here, Ronke Chamiu, actress. Nothing will make me cheat on my man. That is on page 28. On page 28, you go there and find out why Ronke is telling people this. What's making her say this? What's the story behind this? All right, on page 28, like I said, and that takes us down to meet several other very interesting headlines. Benue lawmakers suspend impeached speaker for 6 months. Please take over House of Assembly. That's on page 45. And the next is followed by the photo, the picture of the President, Muhammadu Buhari. Second term bid. Fresh hurdles before Buhari. More defections, top agenda. On pages 38, 39, and 41 for more of these. Major shake-up in Army. GOCs, others affected. That's on page 11 for more of that. Okay, with that, let's go to the back page. On the back page, we meet Kate Hallam on Saturday. If you must date your friend's ex, do these things. What are these things you need to do? Go to page 47 and hear out Kate Hallam on Saturday. If you must date your friend's ex, do these things. All right? I wish we had time, would have taken a look at that. Amaka's diary. Are you in a sexless relationship? Are you in a sexless relationship? All right, page 17. Go there and find out why she is asking there. The reality, she's defecting from Zaoza. She's defecting from Zaoza room, but I won't lose sleep. She is defecting from Zaoza room, but I won't lose sleep. All right, that continues on page 34. All right. And stepping down, we meet Mike Awoyifa's press clips. God came in an airbag. God came in an airbag, okay? Maybe the airbag was actually what saved him from this very horrible accident scene that was just seen here. Awoyifa's car left. On the left. All right, look at the hospital there. That's the story. Awoyifa. All right, Awoyifa's car on the left there. We really thank God for that. He's being saved from a horrible car crash. All right, and that's that on the back page of the Saturday Sun. With that, we go to the next paper, which is The Nation, the Saturday edition of The Nation. And that takes us on the top left to see shake-up in Nigerian Army. COAS redeploys GOCs, theater commander, and others. Go to page 8 and find out more on that. Followed by Buhari orders new FAC remittance template on page 7. Gunmen murder Imo APC chieftain. Okorocha places 20 million naira bounty on killers. Go to page 41 and get the story in details. And stepping down, we meet Oshomole Autumn clash over Benue killings. Oshomole Autumn clash over Benue killings. APC chair, governor's aides behind attacks. APC chair, governor's aides behind attacks. Autumn says, you talk too much, face your job. All right, go to page 6 and get the story in details and find out more on this very, very story. And I believe that we see unease in INEC over Senate. Reps recess. All right, unease in INEC over Senate reps recess. Okay. Adjournment threatens 2019 polls. All right. Please, more of this, go to page 4 and grab the stories in details. And it's just by the right hand corner set there, how Obasanjo frustrated my $1 million investment in mining. T-mark. That's the T-mark there. And the story continues on page 21. And just down there we see Nigeria's goalkeeper Carl Ikeme retires from football. Nigeria's goalkeeper Carl Ikeme retires from football. Remember, he was the other day diagnosed with leukemia. All right, we continue to pray for Carl Ikeme for his quick recovery. Bayelsa ex-security advisor remanded in prison for alleged rape. Go to page 40 for this very story. All right, with that, we visit the back page of The Nation. On the back page, we see Rocco Shekoni's tomorrow in The Nation. It writes, we try to build politics of ideology in this country, and that is why I commend the members that have remained committed. And the new APC chairman, Adams Oshomole, has linked the current defection virus to lack of character. I had said that I want to repeat it. This business of governance must be driven by men and women of honor. That's coming from Rocco Shekoni on the back page of The Nation this morning, tomorrow in The Nation from Rocco Shekoni. And leaving Shekoni, we meet Shegu Ayobolo's illuminations. Shegu Ayobolo's illuminations. NSITF, no easy battle against impunity. No easy battle against impunity. All right. The next is says unremitted stamp duty, disrespecting PMB. President Muhammadu Buhari, that's the PMB there, disrespecting PMB, unremitted stamp duty. All right, I'll ask us to read this column in details and find out what it is actually talking about. Leaving there, we meet Adeoje Keris on Saturday, and it writes on this morning on thank you, Buhari. Thank you, Buhari. All right. I want you also to read the story. There's no cartoon this morning on the back page of The Nation. All right, and with that, to meet the last paper. It is actually the last, but not the least. Okay, we'll look at that. On the top left, you see leukemia. Eagles goalie Ikeme quits football. Nigeria will miss him, says Doshu. Go to page 47 and get the story in details. Tragedy. Okorocha places 20 million bounty on killers of APC chairman. Visit page 6 for this very story, as we read also from the other paper. And the catchy headline here says Biafra Group wants governors, minister. Biafra Group wants governors, ministers over Nigeria's breakup. All right, find out more on this very story on page 6. Chika Ike, that's the fifth element of the beautiful lady you're seeing there. It is that of Chika Ike. My scariest moment was when I thought I would lose my legs after accident. All right, that's Chika Ike speaking. Her scariest moment was when she thought she would lose her legs after accident. All right, go to page 13 and get the stories from Chika Ike in details. All right, and leaving Chika Ike's story, we meet APC defection. Super for democracy, says IBB. Says no gang up against Buhari. Go to page 3. APC defection, super for democracy. Coming from Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, the former military ruler of Nigeria. And to get that story, like I said, on page 3 in details. Niger Delta, Buhari promises to reduce 30% derivation. Go to page 6 and get the story in details. FAC, President orders new revenue template for NNPC. President orders new revenue template for NNPC and others. This story can be found in details on page 5. And the last on the front page, Army redeploys principal staff officers, operational commanders. Go to page 10 for this story. And with that, we quickly go to the back page. On the back page, we're meeting tourism. Nigerian tourism, we are about to experience a big boom in the industry. Go to page 34 and find out how. All right, at the quote of the day, nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. It's coming from Leonardo da Vinci. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. All right. Away from there, we meet perspective. Saraki police and offer robbery. Go to page 46. And away from there, we see the photo element of Carl Ikeme. All right, the goalie that has offered to quit football. Okay, goodbye, Ikeme. We pray that God will abide with him and heal him quickly. All right, our prayers are with you, Ikeme. All right, thank you very much. That's the much we have on this One Star Breakfast Show's newspaper review this morning. Remember, we continue to encourage you to go to your nearest vendor, read up the papers. Instead of not reading any, just read up one. It will help you to be abreast of the happenings around you than falling back on rumors and hearsays. And when you read the newspapers and as you discuss with your friends or family or your parents, you find out you'll be discussing based on facts and not on rumors. All right, we're about to take a break, and when we get back, to be time for us to begin our discussion segment. Remember, we're going to be taking a critical look at the state of the nation, the several things plaguing Nigeria at this point in time, the several challenges Nigeria has been facing as a nation: insecurity, a lot of corruption and with impunity, the attacks on several people leaving the Senate. A lot of things are being done in this country now with impunity. All these and more we'll be looking at just as we return. Don't go away.
One-stop breakfast show on TV.
For inquiries and booking, contact Address Hotel and Suites at number 18 Opobo Road, Obo Hill, Abia. Telephone 081 000 00895 or 081 000 00896. Address, the pride of hospitality and tourism.
Have you heard of Prescal World and Heaven Auctions Limited? Prescal is a home of direct image right here in Abia. Why go to Lagos or Port Harcourt for your direct image jobs? Come to Prescal World and Heaven's Auctions located at number 145 Asikwe Road, Abia for perfect cover page, journals, magazines, brochures, and flyers. We also offer printing services in digital flex and billboard, window graphics, posters, stickers, heat transfers, ID cards, complimentary cards, monogram, and car branding. Heaven Auctions offer you entertainment services like event management, ambulance services with well-dignified undertakers. We can also boast of 3 months ordinary program in computer training, 6 months certificate in computer training, and 1 year advanced certificate in computer training. Why not visit Prescal and experience that quality jobs? For inquiries, call 080-33-22-6115, 070-40-24-7196, 070-84-69-8165.
Do not deface Abia State with posters. Do not defecate on our streets. Do not litter Abia State.
My brothers, I say wetin man go do for this world where people no go talk. If you chop,
Do not urinate in public places.
you no chop, dem go talk. Wetin make we do for this world? I say make we dey do the things wey we carry for heart. Na so world want am. Abi no be so?
Keep Abia State clean. This message is brought to you by MCL TV.
Good morning, Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on TV.
Boom. When you do that, you are done. You are ready to go. Remember using it. Yep. So when we start to get these in large numbers, the first shipment of AK-47 to the SPLA, SPLM was from who? Guess who? The late Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. We are rebelling against the Arabs. And the first person to rush and give us AK-47 is another Arab leader. Yeah. Oh, man.
South Sudan, hello Juba, wherever place you are tuned. Today is a very special day, the 8th of July, and of course tomorrow our Independence Day, the day we have been waiting for. We will be a new nation. Tomorrow we shall be free from the Arabs, we shall be free from slavery. So I love to say, as you know, that we have been struggling, and struggling for 4 generations. But I hope you guys are preparing, and I know the temperatures today are a little bit hot, and of course tomorrow we shall be free at last.
Okay. Happy. It's been a long journey to get here today. For us as a country, and also at individual levels. Throughout the struggle, from 1955 to 2005, I have lost a lot of people. Almost all the male in my family have we lost through different battles, different engagements here and there, including my father with all three of his brothers, my brother, and a few cousins from both mom's side and my dad's side. So it's not easy. It's not easy seeing a lot of death as a child. It's not easy being trained, to be a killer, to be a soldier at that age. It distorts a lot of things in your head. So our generation, even though we got traumatized through the process, we must find a way to be good citizens of this country and make sure this country is prosperous, united and democratic. So this particular basketball team is special. The fact that it is the first to represent the country, the first to ever put on a jersey, and to put it on as the first captain of that goes down in history.
ده حاجة كويس عشان لنا بنلمو ده الكلام المكتوب هنا نبني البلد ونبني نقوي الجيم لأن بدينا قبيلة بتاع شنو أنا داير كابتن
Bright Stars on 3. 1, 2, 3. I didn't hear that. 1, 2, 3. Bright Stars. I can't hear that. 1, 2, 3. Bright Stars. That's better.
Singing the national anthem of the old Sudan as we know it, because the next few hours we will have a new country. We'll be divided into two. That's it. That's the last time we're singing it. It's over. It's over. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. We're done, we're done, we're done. That's over. Over. Bye bye, bye bye.
We celebrate the birth of our country and the freedom of our people. We should always remember that our nation was born of the blood of our heroes and heroines who fought for many decades for the freedom we now enjoy. The task of building a nation and a state is enormous and challenging. Yet, the freedom we have will never be reversed by anybody.
first day they gave me one like this. Yeah, give me this one. Give me this one. First November 1990. It was so heavy. But by the way, when I was doing the training, when the training is about to finish and then they give you the real guns to train with, while standing, I cannot do this while standing. It was too heavy. I could hold it like this up, but as soon as it reaches like this, my arm would go down. So what I would do is I would sit down like this on the ground and put the while sitting the ground. And then when you are going to area your deployment, you get scared. People start farting. You know, you start like, guy, what's wrong with you? Nobody talks. Everybody's silent. Then you go to your deployment area. When you go into your trench or under your tree, you are deployed, you are scared. And then the Arabs start to come. Let's say you are the one setting the ambush. The Arabs start to come. And they come with a lot of cars and a lot of true armored, and you can hear them from far. You know. Always is at night and you engage early in the morning. But as soon as the first bullet goes like this, that's it. You don't get scared anymore. I love it. Freedom giver. Thanks to Mikhail Kalashnikov. It's crazy, man. How would you design a gun like this? This gun, if you find somebody that has been shot by AK-47 on the ground, you will think this person has been hit by a truck. Man, this guy, man, his designer good. For poor people like us. It's not sophisticated. It doesn't have the night, all this stuff, or silencers or anything. But it just kills. Yeah? It just kills. You just aim at direct direction, you just shoot 4 bullets in that direction. Bang, 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 bang. And somebody goes, oh, motherfucker, bang, bang, bang. This is my land. Stay out of it. Stay in the north. It's better for you. Ah, my friend. And the training was terrible, man. It was the most traumatizing thing ever. They didn't care whether you died or not. So... They postponed the game today because the Ugandan side, they wanted their basketball federation president to attend the game, and he's not here. So he's going to fly in tomorrow from Uganda. This is now the changes number 10, not number 11. This is Juba. So when you're in Juba, you expect anything.
Rome was not built in one day, so
Yeah.
so no problem.
So we're playing the game in the same place, Juba 1, at the same time tomorrow. After the game? Even though Chumili says or not, we're just going to have a party. Yeah. We're going to create a party. If you lose, some of you will go and cry at home. Some of you will go for their girlfriend, whatever. You know? But if we win, we have a good party.
But we can't win. Oh, man.
Are you ladies sure you'll win?
No, ladies, no.
No, no, ladies, are you sure? No. We need good.
Oh, man. Let's show them anyway. You can try and get
Hello, South Sudan. I love to say you guys are welcome to our special program today. After the independence, the North are still giving us a lot of stress. Now it's about the oil now. They need a lot of money to be paid for the oil to pass in their land, what we call oil transit. But the government of South Sudan is not willing to pay a lot of money. South Sudan depends mostly on the oil, you know, roads, salary, hospitals is being financed by the oil revenue. So we need to know from you, we shut down the oil or what should our government do? We'll be willing to hear from you, pick some of your calls. Anyway, we need to hear from you.
Juba City. I think here is okay. A rocket launcher from here. I can aim at my house. I can see the top of my house there. You know this whitish building? Go to the left a little bit. There it is there. All this construction here, they all came in the last 5 years. 5, 6 years. The Sudan government did not want to build anything. They want resources in the south, the oil, the gold, uranium, limestone, you know, the agricultural land. So they want the resources, but they don't want the people who own the resources. They're imperialistic. So we refuse to be second-class citizens in our own country, and the war never stopped really until we separated. I have my own country now. Yeah, it's my own. You can never. This is the only country you can build. You know, you feel you are part of building it. Feel part of history. You know, I'm somebody who has seen the worst of this war. I have a chance to have my education outside. I was in Australia for 8 years, and my house was a beautiful house, just on the beach. Very nice car. You know, a good job. The university which I finished wanted to employ me. You know, beautiful. You know, but no, it's not your country. So I'd rather take my chances here. Our problem is that our democracy is still young. It can easily fall back, and people can start fighting. Fight for resources, fight for control. It's the same. It's the same. Fight of ideology. You know. The current crop of leaders.
Good morning, Abia, your one-stop breakfast show on TV. one-stop breakfast show on TV.
All right, you very much. Welcome back. It's still your breakfast program, Good Morning Abia, from MCL Television, and this is our discussion segment where we usually discuss very pertinent issues as they bother, this concern Nigeria. All right, and this morning we're going to be looking critically at the state of the nation. Of course, you'll agree with me that a lot has happened in the country, a lot is happening in our country, and we really need to discuss and take a critical look at them. And this morning we are going to be doing just that, justice to this, with the presence of Chief Charles Mwangwa, who is a public analyst. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program.
Good morning, Abia.
All right, and before we do that, let's get ourselves acquainted with the situation, with the topic, I beg your pardon. This morning we're going to be looking at how we have fared so far amidst all the troubles that have bedeviled the country. You will agree with me that Nigeria has been faced with a lot of security challenges, but from individual to even those who we expect to be the leaders of our current leaders and also the leaders of tomorrow. The security challenges have not just left those that represent us at the Senate and the National Assembly. We also see women, children being threatened and killed and maimed, even in these several attacks by Fulani herdsmen and also Boko Haram. And the many questions popping up here and there is, where do we go from here? What can we do to salvage our country and take it back to the last years when there used to be peace and security, absolute peace and security for all Nigerians? The future Nigerians growing up, what are we going to tell them? What do we say to the future of this country? How would you tell them that we managed to handle this country, that it got to this stage? These and more we'll be looking at on this platform. All right, the first question I'm going to throw to you, sir. Having seen the very delicate situation of the Nigerian polity, what can you make of the country for now?
Well, the political situation, in less than 1 year, we're going into elections. Exactly less than about 7 months from now, we'll go into general elections. So definitely, you're bound to have the polity kind of heated up. Politicians, you find them jostling, trying to get advantage positions. Then the parties are trying to realign themselves, then get more people. And the most important is that a lot of them, they've not been happy the way the country has been run, and they want change. So this and the tricks involved is bound to bring certain favors and change. Now you can see alignment and realignment.
Okay, we can see alignment and realignment. It appears each time, you said that they want change. It appears that each time the word change is mentioned in the present day Nigeria, that people tend to begin to pause and to think twice. You mentioned change. Are we not already having a changed system of government?
It's a change. Change can be positive, it can be negative. Change means shifting from one position to the other. You can change the clothes you're wearing. The one you're wearing could be better, or it could be worse, or it could be for a certain reason, or to reflect the occasion. Now the party in power, APC, came with a lot of hopes. And everybody was ecstatic when it came. But the unfortunate thing about the change in the government, the APC, is that Buhari is just that President Muhammad Buhari He's just like a lone voice in the desert. President Muhammad Buhari is a different person from the people around him. So that is the issue. Like most of the things that happen, the high-handedness, they may not come from him. But what people are wondering is how checkmating the overzealousness of his staff. So this, you find out that, you see, what is happening now was not unexpected to happen. It was a kind of accident seemed to happen. Because if you look at the APC per se was not a strong one party rooted. It was an amalgamation or conglomeration of all parties with a common interest. And the interest was to get former President Goodluck Jonathan out of the way. Even our personally said it and once quoted that any other person, even a stone, could be better than Jonathan. So they all had a common enemy. If you look at it today, the NPDP that broke up to join with APC, they delivered the presidency to Muhammad Buhari. Goodluck Jonathan did very well in the elections in the Southwest. If you look at the margin of loss, he did very well. So what really dealt with him was the NPDP people that left. These same people that changed and went to APC. You had Abia join, part of Abia join. You had PDP join. You had the former ACN. You had the CPC. All of them coagulated. Just their sole aim. They had no ideology. It was just to remove Goodluck Jonathan. Then when they remove Goodluck Jonathan, they can start from there. Surprisingly, Goodluck Jonathan was removed. Then what happened? To share the spoils of war. So they came about the problem. So definitely they now have to pull out. It's just like when you borrow clothes, borrow certain things to make a show in an occasion, then you come back, the owner of the jewelry say, give me my jewelry. the owner of the wig say, give me back my wig. So at the end of the day, so what about that's nice? What will happen? How does Buhari go? Which I will also say in the course as we go along.
All right, thank you very much. You just mentioned that just the other day, we just read from the online paper that the president has said that we shouldn't blame only the leaders. So having heard this kind of statement from the president, what can you make of it? I mean, on the situation for the state of the nation today, it's not just the leaders who should share some part of the blame. So if it were you, who would you also want to share in this part of the blame?
Yeah, this was exactly the sentiment I've been expressing. Last Wednesday, I launched a grassroots movement. What I told people, I told them, you is the masses that make themselves powerless. The PVC of Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammad Buhari, is the same thing, has the same strength with the PVC of the deaf and dumb, of the lame man, of the barrel pusher at the back. If we all decide and tell these people the truth, it's just because look at now. Most governments now, they only after the so-called stakeholders. If you come now, they gather the stakeholders, they give them vehicles, give them everything. But most of these people cannot even come at the polling booth that day. The people just allow themselves, to be pushed. So the real problem is on the people, not even the leaders. The leaders do what they like because the people they lead does not know their right from their left. They all agree. It's just like workers. Workers will have like 3-4 men go at the head of your unions. Who goes to the government settles them, tells them it's only these people This is a leader that will say we've had our salaries or we've not had our salaries. So it's the people, like the next election, the people should be able to look at your place. What has impacted? After the election, has anybody come? Do you have road to go out? Do you have access road? Ask questions about this. You block the way. So the problem is the followers, not even the leaders, because the followers, because Nigeria is where anything goes. It's just like this Abia state now. Whoever is the governor now can do what they like, because the rest people, everybody will try to impress him. You can't even tell him the truth. If you tell him the truth, they become the enemy. So he's the lead. Like when you go to a executive council meeting, you want to raise a point.
Is it the lead or the state of the the nation or the state, the particular state in concern? Because there's always this saying that if you cannot beat them, you join them. So when you find out that you are being victimized, if you say the truth or if you try to stand out as somebody who doesn't join the crowd and doing it wrong, you'll fall out of favor or you'll be victimized. Then you find out that most of these people tend to join. Living through to, if you cannot beat them, you join them. So
that is the problem. At any point in time, the people that lead are very few, infinitesimal, insignificant to the people they lead. So definitely, it's just like sometimes when you see policemen, there are some areas, 1 or 2, 3 policemen have gone to effect their arrest. The people resist and they go. If everybody, even if police comes on the street now, I'm not asking people to do a civil disobedience. I'm not giving you an instance. Everybody comes out and say, no, you can't do this, no, can't do this. They start making calls. You will see it will be halted. But when everybody succumb, you hear everybody do then they do what they like. So at any point in time, the leaders are very few. It's just because they find a way to bamboozle. They use the people against themselves. They use the people against themselves. Like you have 10 people, you have 100 in a meeting. 2 or 3 will just leave that meeting too and give in to the others. So definitely we are the cause of our own misfortune. Like if when you go to the north, you hear the Talakawas, you hear one person commanding them, go this direction, do this direction. They don't even know the man they're talking about. They don't even know if the man is standing on his feet or not. So it's the people need to be sensitized. The people need to be told not to be intimidated. The people need to assess not part, because in Nigeria today, the parties, they score 0 on ideology. There's something like ideology on the parties. So the political parties are just a vehicle to acquire political power. So if the people can assess individuals, vote individual, even if you know the good person, whether he is in APGA, he's in APC, he's in PDP, it doesn't matter, you assess him and you vote him in. There's nothing wrong in having a member of federal representatives, he's a member of APC, then a senator who is APGA, and then another House of Assemblyman who is PDP, and at the end of the day, you have the governor either to be APGA, APC, or PDP. There's nothing wrong with that. You look at candidates, so that at the end of the day, you have a team who has got the interests of the people at heart.
All right. You got the team who has got the interests of the people at heart. We really hope we continue to have such kind of people in our society. All right, let's now look at the issue of insecurity that we've been experiencing in the country. Do you really think that the issue of, because many are currently advocating for the introduction on funding of state police, do we think that the issue of bringing up state police will solve the issue of insecurity in our various communities and in our states, given the fact that even the federal police we have have not been able to take proper care of them? Do you think that come state police, all things will be well?
There's talking about the state police. There is a macro level and a macro level. If we can use the model of vigilante neighborhood watch like we have in Lagos. Then we found out that the state police would be more effective.
Excuse me, sir, a neighborhood watch, vigilante?
Yeah, they would want a neighborhood watch.
Unarmed?
Of course, no security man, nobody, even watch night, in practical fact, goes unarmed. You see, for you to watch and stop somebody, or even for you to intimidate somebody to obey you, that person must know there's a sanction or something, you know, he will lose or that will happen to him. So nowhere that you have a security man, either he has his knife or he has even big stick or anything, you can't watch unarmed. So if we say, the only thing is in terms of surveillance. If you are doing something like, for instance, there's a place I went in Abia, the interior place, a place they call there was an inside Niagara. I followed through this people road. So when we got to a junction, so we saw people there staying. They introduced themselves as vigilante, that they've been snatching people's cars and everything. They manned all the different corners of the community we were going in because they had 2 occasions. A secondary school there was graduating there. The next day, a big man there was having a burial. So the whole place enjoyed security, which police alone might not have kept because they do not even know the terrain. They were in every nook and cranny of the place, even though there was no visible arms you see with them. But you see them, they are serious. So if we start policing like the way they do abroad, you have a community. My own community, we have our own vigilante. If you even drive your vehicle, any vehicle they don't know anyhow, the people are already there watching, looking at the exit and everything. If you even enter, you're an evil person. Before you go, you find out that the roads, you can't pass them. It takes them less than 5 minutes to block the roads and you can't go, you are locked in because they are there. So we need this. But the fear of people about state police is whoever is the governor, the chief executive, who will be the true commander-in-chief, using them against opponents, against enemies. Like if you're in the opposing party, they can use it, even they can come against you, they can harass you, they can do that, making you to control. That's the fear of people. But about effectiveness in maintaining law and order, they are better. And when they do that, when they decentralize the police, the marginalization and all this and corruption will be reduced. You go, you man your state, you man there. They will have a central force that will be like FBI. But I believe they can have checks and balances. They can have a commission made up of people from all other parties. Every other opposing political party should be a member of that committee that will monitor and take complaints. So if we put the proper check and balance in place and do a proper model, it will be stopped. And all these political victimizations arise because of incompetence of the government and corruption. Because without this corruption, if we had developed structures like they do in the Western world, whether you're in PDP, you're in any party, it doesn't matter, you're not victimizing. Why are opponents victimized? Because the opponent says, this is not proper. This road you built with 500 million, it's a road that should cost 75 million or 120 million. Then you're after him. Or do this thing properly, checks. That is the only reason why they come against political opponents, because they tell you do things right. Even inside the political party itself, if you are somebody who is outspoken, who points out the evil, who tells them, they even become enemy within that party. They sideline you, you won't even know what they do. So corruption and impunity, that's the beginning and end, and that is the problem we have.
All right, thank you very much. At this point, we want you out there to join this discussion. What do you think about the current state of Nigeria as we're talking about the state of the nation? What do you think we should do to bring our country back to how it used to be, where you can travel at night, go to any other state and come back, go to Benue, go to Taraba, Adamawa, and all these places and return without going with some kind of security men or women to guard you. What can we do to salvage Nigeria once again to what we used to be, to the days of our fathers and forefathers right here in the country? All right, we want you to join us. Use the number on the screen. Call us, tell us what you think, or ask your question. All right, so about still bordering on insecurity, what is a Nigerian? Because outside this country, the Nigerian military is regarded, and even the police regarded as the best. But we've just of recent found out that in the country, it appears we cannot even handle our own security situations. What are we doing? What are we not doing right in the Nigeria of today? Look at it. It appears that the Fulani herdsmen attacks are something we cannot handle anymore. What are we not doing? What should we do right?
You see, these things border on corruption, impunity, and lawlessness. If you go close to the security agencies like the police, you pity them. In some police stations, in some areas, even here in our courts, they don't even have title sheets. They will buy by themselves. The police are not motivated. And again, crime here, you're only a criminal depending who is committing the crime, which and who does it belong to. You see on the support and sideline of who is in power there. If you look at the case of the herdsmen, people have complained. If up to this moment, the president has not thought it fit to even rejig the security or change the security chiefs. Why? And most of this is, like I said, it's impunity. If you do something, you commit and nothing happens to you, that will give you a feeling to go ahead and doing the same thing. You cannot be doing the same thing all over and expect different results. But mostly, the insecurity we have, we know we have unemployment. We have unemployment. A lot of people are jobless. So whatever they can do, you engage them. They will take to crimes. But there are some insecurity that seem institutionalized, like as if they were institutionalized. Like our people have a proverb, they say, he whose father sends to go and walk will break the door with his 2 feet, with his bare foot. Okay, what are the solutions of the herdsmen? We talk about ranching. We talk about how they can go. But if you look at what they said, you see, one thing is this: if you are doing something and you know what you are doing is wrong, and you are convinced it's wrong, you will change. But if you are doing something, you think what you are doing is right, or it is to your own interest, then definitely it will be difficult to change. Our security men, like you said, they are one of the best everywhere they go. Our police, they are well trained, they are very intelligent. But why is corruption? Why is the road blockage? And again, many of them, when you face the criminals, you see some policemen that are men today struggling, their family members trying to treat them. Yeah. So the government must have a very good incentive that will motivate these security men, that when you go in the course of your duty, you lose your life or you are wounded, the government is going to give you a very good soft landing, give you a very, very, very good welfare. Then that will interest you again to go and do more. Most security men that lost their life, what are the conditions of their families? What has happened to them? So if you look at the climate, I mean, when they go out on foreign missions, they are properly taken care of. You see any policeman or any soldier that goes on foreign mission, comes back, his life and that of his family changes forever. Yeah, you find out that if he didn't have a house, he will build a house. If he didn't have a car, he comes back, he will build a car. So that incentive that they have to bring their natural training, their ability, the good side of them and showcase. But here, the consideration first is how you are going to take care of your boy at the end of the day. How you are going to put food on your table at the end of the day. When they go off to foreign missions, they get their normal salary. You have vehicle, you have a vehicle pool. You don't have to be looking at a vehicle to move. You just jump on any vehicle there. It's already full. You take off, you patrol. You have all the necessary equipment. You have your bulletproof. Everything is given to you. So you have to walk.
What stops us from getting there? All right, before you answer that, let's take this number one caller. Hello, good morning. All right, please, we ask you we ask you to call back, please. As you're doing the call, as you're trying to call us, do well to reduce the volume of your television set before you ever. Okay, it's calling back. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for calling. Your name and location, please. From Port Harcourt Road. Please, could you raise your voice a bit more, higher? Raise your voice. We can't hear you so clearly. Hello? We can't hear you. You are not very audible. Hello?
No, it's not audible.
I'm sorry, we can't hear you clearly. Please do call back, and if you're doing that, raise the volume of your phone so we can actually hear you very well. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name and location. Please lower the volume of your TV set. All right. Please do well to balance the volume of your television set so we can hear what you have to say. Excuse me. Okay, sir. Were you saying something? And now I want us to look at defection, the issue of defection. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, the mass defection in the country. We've just witnessed mass defection from APC to PDP. 14 to 15 APC members defecting to PDP and 36. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Yes, we can hear you. We do sincerely apologize for that network problem. We continue to hope that you continue to call and you surely get us. All right, the mass defection as we have witnessed in the country, people, senators defecting from APC to PDP, and also those at the House of Reps. So I want to know, what do you think? We just read from the papers about Badamasi Babangida, former military president, head of state to Nigeria, said that it is good for democracy, it is a form of dexterity, that there's nothing wrong for anyone who felt he was not, he wasn't feeling very much okay in another party, moving to the other party. So what can you say about this?
Yeah, the defections did not come as a surprise. History is just repeating itself. I wrote an article. I wrote something over 3 months ago. I said the incidents, the things that happens prior to the removal of Jonathan is coming back on again. If you look at the scenario playing, and the defections were planned, that was why the NPDP that was part of APC, who would have informed our APC from APC. They doing that was very tactical and strategic. They did it to show that the party, there has been a division in the party. Because the law what the electoral law and the law is that you cannot defect when there is no division in your party. But if you prove there's a division in the party, then you can easily move to another party. By creating that RAPC, it now shows that there's a problem in APC. There's no more, so you can leave, a faction can leave another. And the thing is this, you see, President Muhammad Buhari, personally, is a nice person. If you look at his wars on corruption, he is the only one fighting corruption. He did not extend to states. He did not extend to other ministries. So what he was not able to do, it's not done. And people, we have overzealous people around. Okay, the humiliation of some senators. And if you look at, there have been an onslaught, never witnessed, even during the Obasanjo time. The onslaught was not that much. So what Obasanjo was just doing was to change the leadership at will. He had his style, he had his way, you know. He was unable to even, he removed Okadibo. He removed Audiobo. He removed Dr. The one from Abia State, I remember, is the former Senate president. In fact, he changed the people at will, even from a very time. But Buhari, who is not a core politician, you know, vast in the earth, has not been able to effect leadership change in the National Assembly. Instead of planning and scheming, the people planning and scheming in changing the leadership that will couture or to carry out their plans, they go ahead and carry onslaught to the National Assembly members. So which now, they now see themselves as endangered species that they have to fight back, push to the wall. They have to push us. So,
all right, let's take this call. All right, we lost it again.
So they now defect to show him that we can't only back, we can also back. Now look at the Senate now. PDP suddenly becoming the majority party. So the majority leader is now minority leader. Minority leader is now the majority leader.
Okay, let's take this call. Hello, lower the volume of your TV set, please. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this is to send a signal to them. And you can see belatedly, the president has gone on to work. But what the president is trying to amend with some people there, because within the party...
He said he has gone to work. How?
Yeah, he has gone to work. You know, he has gone to work with some people who are not hardliners to get the subsidy. You can say that one or two senators has reversed back to APC. But to show money, the party chairman of APC, it's not helping matters. You know, he's very loquacious and very vulgar in his speech.
Yes,
you know? Somebody that could be described as something like one man because of his Gloria mouth. So it's not helping matters.
It hasn't helped matters. He said that the people who left are political prostitutes and men without honor and all that.
So describing them as political prostitutes or men without honor. You see, the thing about politics, like I said earlier, these parties do not have any ideology. They don't base on ideology. It just marriage of convenience in the parties to get what they want.
And stomach infrastructure.
Yeah, so when they go there, they don't get what they want. They have to flex to negotiate better and to get it. So are they not? They shift from one party to the other until they get what they want. Now they are offering them now. Initially, they had now they are bringing they had a policy of the carrot and the stick. So when they see that some of these people like Saraki, it's not somebody you treat with a carrot and stick. He is a man who's got everything. He has the structure on the ground and very intelligent, and he has some very experienced people in National Assembly supporting him People like Senator Abaribe, who knows the game so well.
Melaye.
And who not even Melaye, Serabo Rauza, we have some key political strategies. Someone like Abaribe and Ekurumadu, who can visualize, who can think of what will happen before it happens and plan and get ready for them. So far now, if you see the Saraki group, they have moles. Whatever happens to that, but most of their own plans don't leak. But most of the other people's plans leak. So as we speak now, they know what the APC will likely do tomorrow and next tomorrow, and waiting for them and try to always be a step ahead. Look at the other time they wanted to change the leadership, block their houses so that they won't come to the assembly, so that before they get there, they would have effected the change. But on getting there, Saraki was there, standing like a solid rock, and took charge. So they have to do something in time to reverse it before it gets out of hand.
All right, thank you very much, sir. There's one a very important and sensitive issue I want us to look at on this topic because of state of the nation. It's the issue of the lack for value of human life has left the Nigerian polity since, if I must say, since the beginning of this administration. You see women previously in a war and in times of war, you would hardly see a woman killed and even children killed. There's no more value for human life. There's no more value for womanhood, no more value for the child, especially the girl child. So what do you think we can do to really remold the country, to really do something to go back to path where we used to belong, where we used to value human life, where we used to value women and children?
Yeah, you see, I'll give you an instance now, like a newspaper. Some people value newspaper and the news, that they even keep their old newspaper. Even if they want to tear this newspaper now to wrap something, they will look for a page that's only advert, an advert that is not relevant. To even tear where you have a news is so hard and difficult for them. And there are some who don't even care, who just put this paper and incinerate it. It doesn't mean anything to them. Certain ideologies, they don't even care. If you look at war, I'm a historian, I did history, and I followed history, even West Africa, down, and how people acquire power, like Koulibaly, like Sanjata, Marijata. And you have also total wars. And if you look at that, they are in a total war, everything goes. So some of these people, why are they doing the killing? Why are they doing the attacking? If they are doing the attacking to clear a place so that they will take over the place, so that there will be nobody there, they clear everything they see in space, breathing, that is a human being. Because they feel a child will grow tomorrow. A woman might grow tomorrow and have another child. Look at how Moses was raised in the Bible. He was hidden, then he was found and raised. So the agenda of the fight. When people want to occupy a place and take over that place, they make sure no breathing space, no stock will be mixed. It will be only them again. And these people don't follow conventional route because they are not conventional fighters, because we have the law of war and peace. Even where I come from, in England, when we fight those days, we have rule of engagement. And I can say the international law or rule of engagement on war and peace copied from us, because we don't kill the invalid. Anybody who is a non-combatant, you don't kill him. And even if you go to a place and somebody surrenders, raises his hand, you don't kill him anymore. A child, you don't kill a child. You don't kill a woman. You go after the combatants, the people that will be a threat to you. But because these people they have another agenda. So they want to make sure that it's like ethnic cleansing. When you do ethnic cleansing, you don't want that ethnic group. They irritate you nothing. You don't want anything to grow up and come up from there. So that is why it's the duty of the government. When you see these people, the people doing this, you have to do everything by all means to stop them. Now, if you look at tomorrow, I can tell you tomorrow that, because I have even written and advised a group, a pro-Buhari group that is loyal to him. I told them, if the president does not stop this incessant killing, this headman killing, and the others, it's going to affect him on the presidency, and we'll get the presidency back. For me personally, I like Buhari. He is a good man. He's an honest man. If he can stop doing these killings, reject his security, and do an all-inclusive government, you put different ethnic sectors, you try other people's security chiefs, you change them, you put a Southeasterner, put a Southwesterner, put a North Central man, put Christians, put Muslims and all, and they come together just like we do in our football. Then, and reject the security and halt these killings and stop political persecutions, whether somebody is against it or not. I talk to the security people. The one that refused to carry out, do job the way you want to sack him, I will assure you, he will win the presidency again, because he has been able to bring sanity in different sectors. For instance, the level of ostentation by public servants and people that has stopped. If you go to Abuja now, the value of property has fallen. A lot has property to sell. I own property in Abuja, so I know the things going on. So if he does this, if they can advise him, it's not even too late. It's too quickly you go back. But if he doesn't, things stay the way they are, I'm afraid.
All right, thank you very much, Chief Charles Wangwa, for lending your voice on this very topic this morning on One Star Breakfast Show. Good morning, Abia from MCL Television. On this note, because of time, I want us to just quickly look at the last question, which is, what do you think? What is the way forward for Nigeria?
The way forward for Nigeria is to restructure this country. When we restructure this country, we'll have devolution of powers. Then the center stop being too strong and stop being winner takes all. If you restructure this country and resources, either we are restructuring by geopolitical zones or in the old zones or a group of cluster of states, then the center will not be too attractive. Then every section can develop the way it suits them. Make their contacts. You can have contacts with foreign governments, an area of economy, area of economy, industrialization, and technology, but not anything military. Not if you do that, then the security, then the governors or who is in charge becomes the chief executive, or like South, you can have Southeast can have a central monitoring command that will monitor maybe all the state police there. Then all this crime will reduce. You cannot just come. You can't come into that zone. You can't come into that state. Then you have authority, you have power to stop effectively any intrusion, any incursion. Then everybody knows each other. Everybody knows, like in your place, in your locality, you know each other. You know it's likely a crime. If a new person comes, you will know. When we do like this, all these crimes will stop. And we will develop. We'll have awareness, we'll be able to move. Look at the way when we had Eastern region. And I can say, all the industries we had, when we had Eastern region, Western region, Northern region. In the Northern region, the Kaduna axis was industrial zone. A lot of companies. In the Western region, they had a Ikeja industrial zone and some part of Ibadan. And here, there was industrial estate here in Abia. Like yesterday, I visited some places. Most of the companies are moribund. But if we restructure, these things will come back to life. Then this country will move on again. Agitation will also be less.
All right, if we structure, this country will come back to its former place. and things will get better. Let's continue to hope and pray for Nigeria that in the end there shall be light at the end of the tunnel. And thank you for watching What's Up Breakfast Show, a discussion segment this morning where we took a look on the state of the nation, where we really critically reviewed several defections in security in the country. Then the state police, what can we do to salvage the security status of the country? All right, with that, that's what you have today. Next week promises more interesting package on this platform. From Cynthia Cheme, I ask you to have a lovely weekend ahead. Up next is Unasalachi Umabia. Don't go away.
MCL, the word in your home.